Well, not a good start for Team Nigeria as the Super Falcons lose to Brazil in their opening game at the 2024 Olympics. That's how we start the show tonight. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Well, tonight on the show, it's going to be about the Olympics and activities around Olympics. We're going to talk cycling on the show. Hopefully, we'll give you a slice of boxing. We'll also take a look at Team Nigeria and all the things happening around the Olympics. That all started even before the opening ceremony, which is going to happen tomorrow. A lot of activities lined up, and hopefully we'll be able to get through all the things we have lined up for your viewing pleasure tonight. Well, it's a two-man show. My colleague Austin Okona-Akpan is suited and ready as we take you along on this ride.
Since to you, Yemi, and special shout out to everyone joining us on the show tonight. Still an action-packed world of sports. Yes, the Olympics is upon us. We're going to have the opening ceremony tomorrow, but we've already seen some sporting action, and we're talking about it. The video assistant referee said, "Oh, you think you can have the Olympics without people talking about me?" And that was why we saw drama in that game between Argentina and Morocco. We'll talk more about events going on right there in Paris for the Olympics, and of course, how it's related to Team Nigeria and our quest. According to what Yemi and the people in Nigeria are saying, the quest to do better than what we did at Atlanta 1996.
Yemi and the people in Nigeria, well, with you included. Okay, I'll leave that for now. All right, as you can already see behind me, we need to remind ourselves, one day to go, even though the events have started, but one day to go. And Austin rightly put it the way it should be. We're waiting for the opening ceremony tomorrow. A lot of interesting things to be done. First time it is going to be done outside of the stadium. They're going to use the Seine River. I mean, we're just waiting for what the guys have put together. So one day to go. Let me just quickly introduce our guest in the Lagos studio. I'm short of words, but let me just quickly let you know that Temitope Lateef is here with us. He needs little or no introduction. If you be reading the news, London to Lagos, someone who did it twice, cycling enthusiast. He's been on the show before, and he has a lot of things to tell us. So he joins us now. Temitope, greetings to you. Thanks for finding time to be with us on the show tonight.
Thank you for having me.
All right, let's start with pedal to Paris. I really wish we had time to talk about all the angles, but I mean, looking at you and everything, we read about it on the news, and your involvement in that, people just dished all the other modes of transportation and felt, okay, let's cycle all the way from wherever we are to Paris.
So the Pedal to Paris interview, bike ride, should I say, was in purpose of sustainability. Mm-hmm. It's an unfamiliar way for people to travel to the Olympics. Mm-hmm. This ride was put together by former Olympians and current Olympians also. So we had a few people who are actually going to be competing in the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. And our mode of transportation, again, was to cycle.
Over 500 miles?
550 miles to be exact.
Wow.
From Manchester all the way down to Paris. I unfortunately didn't make the last leg of that trip, which is why I'm able to be in Lagos, Nigeria, but it was for a good reason, which brought me back home.
All right, we'll get to that in a bit. I'm very sure my colleague Austin Okona-Akpan is close to where you did all of that. Has something to say before we come to before I get Austin in. I'm impressed to know that you were involved in all that, maybe not to the end, but I mean, how was it? Because I know at some point maybe they had to cross the rivers, had to gather their equipment, cross one side and all that. So how interesting was it?
So the ride and schedule plus route was all put together. We had people who did the ride maybe in April to test the route we were going to take to make sure the paths were clear. This was an on-road / off-road sort of event, hill climbs, off-road trails, everything like that. We had a support vehicle also with us, just in case any issues with the bikes. We had mechanics. We had two 2 or 3 support vehicles. Actually, we were fed, we were accommodated at every stop.
Also here there was coverage.
Yes, the BBC Sport followed from day one all the way to the end, capturing live footage as we were on our trip, and every different location we went, we had current or previous sports athletes join us to participate in a bit of the ride. Some did everything, some just came in for a few miles, all to raise awareness in regards to cycling, of course the Olympic Games, and sustainability plus the environment.
Let me throw this in, and my colleague will take it from there. You said you didn't complete the event because you had to be in Lagos, all for a good reason. And I'm very sure a lot of people will wonder, okay, well, you're in Lagos, is he going to do London to Lagos again? He's done it twice already. So what is he up to now?
Okay, so on the 27th of July, which is literally around the corner, this Saturday, we will be hosting our 5th annual Go BMX Day, which showcases the talent Nigeria has to offer in extreme sports, specifically in BMX riding. So it's another form of a bike, but unlike the cycling you're going to see taking place at the Olympics, this is BMX, freestyle, and extreme sports. There are BMX athletes at the Olympics, but that's track BMX. Whereas what we are going to be showcasing in Surulere on Sunday at the National Stadium is all about freestyling, people doing tricks, bunny hops, jumping over cars, stunts, exactly. So it's a different form of what you will typically see at the Olympics, but we're hoping to raise more awareness in regards to what our athletes over here in Lagos, Nigeria are doing. Hopefully, we have 4 years to plan, and by God's grace, we should be able to see the first ever Nigerian representation for BMX in Miami 2028.
Hopefully. All right. Let me yield to Austin now. So, ready to throw in a few questions.
Yeah, I love it, Temitope, and well done that you're making good use of the numbers and the talents that we have back home in Nigeria. Let's go back to that cycling to Paris. I know that some Olympians contributed to that event. How much color did they add to it?
There were 2 of us in regards to people of color. We're still breaking down barriers in regards to diversity and inclusion. The last leg, I did bring along some friends, so we added our own flair and vibe to that event. But this is the work we are continuing to progress on back home in London, and we're making small steps and strides to essentially put more people of color on the road to success in regards to sports, whether that's cycling, running, swimming, you name it. We're trying our hardest and we're doing our best to make sure everyone is represented.
Well done, well done. I love it. And then when you take a look at what you can learn from here in the United Kingdom, what plans are in place to, I know you're back home now, but what plans do you have to ensure that we can turn it into proper development of cycling in Nigeria?
Okay, so every time I come back to Nigeria, I'm in awe of the amount of talent that Nigeria has to offer. My main question is, where are the facilities or the funding programs or the routes to allow people to progress? In terms of natural raw talent, I believe Nigeria has an abundance of it in so many avenues of sports. It's about people who have, I guess, the control and the power to recognize this, influence it in some way, and have a complete structure from grassroots to professional level. So from grassroots, that's nurturing people's talent, but not just sports. You need to nurture people's minds. So add in the educational aspects. To be honest, not everybody who gets involved in sports is going to make it to be a professional, but within the sport, there are jobs that can also be obtained. So whether you're training to be a cyclist, a runner, a boxer, a football player, everybody needs a medical doctor, everybody needs a nutritionist, everybody needs coaches. So these are other avenues within sport that you can set up pathways to professionalism, but also access to work and jobs. Then you've got an ecosystem which can flourish. I feel you just need the right people with the mentality and the mindset and the desire to see the youths of Nigeria prosper in those positions. And the rest, I'm sure, with the talent we have, is history.
All right. As we wrap up this conversation, in a few seconds, maybe 30 seconds, those who come out, is it Saturday? Sunday?
Saturday.
What are they going to see?
You're going to see BMX riders, you're going to see skateboarders, you're going to see rollerbladers, you're going to see motorbike riders, you're going to see car drifters.
Okay.
It's a community event, it's free of charge. We have music, food. It's an opportunity for people to see the talent that Nigeria has to offer in one space. It's an opportunity for the community to come together. We have riders from Europe, Benin, Togo, Ghana, all over West Africa coming in, so you don't want to miss it.
Okay, all right, that's a good place to let it land. Temtoko Latif, I want to thank you for your time, and hopefully we'll get to do this some other time. All right, let's quickly allow you listen. There's something brewing. Battle of supremacy currently going on between the World Anti-Doping Agency and the United States Anti-Doping Agency. And of course, WADA President Wito Blanca has warned the United States, as big as you are, there's problem and you're risking isolation. All right. At the IOC Congress, he had a few choice words for the United States. Let's listen to him and we'll come back for more. Sports Tonight.
Our expectations to our stakeholders is to follow the rules. As I said, we are the anti-doping global regulator. Our role is to make sure that our stakeholders are following our regulations, rules. Then the national legislation is in accordance with our World Anti-Doping Code. Everything what I said about U.S. anti-doping system and the role of USADA, I did in a very calm way, so I don't perceive myself as a very dramatic, even currently. So no, if you allow me, I will disagree with our friend from the US OPC. We are always very open for collaboration, and it's obvious that they are the one of our stakeholders. But of course, in the current situation, after all these defamatory comments, allegations, really I have to say, statements which are totally in against of the principle of collaboration, it's a very difficult situation, and the relations are very tough. My understanding was that this decision was not to cut criticism, because we are always open for the constructive criticism, but it was to make sure that the harmonization of anti-doping system is protected. As you know very well, what is anti-doping global regulator, and we oversee the system. We have almost 700 code signatories, including 200 countries. So our role is to make sure that the anti-doping rules in respective countries are working in accordance with the code.
All right, Battle of Supremacy going on right there. Wito Blanca sharing his thoughts on harmonization of all of these anti-doping measures. Bolu Moni joins us now. Greetings to you, Bolu. Thanks for finding time to be with us. 1 day to go. Not the start we wanted, but it's upon us.
Yeah, good to be here again. And the battle of the supremacy. I would love to see US at the Olympics, but if they are out of the Olympics, more good news for Nigeria, but not so much of a good news for Super Falcons. It's probably one of the best performances I've seen Super Falcons display around the world. Unfortunately, it couldn't turn out to goals, missed a few chances, but it's probably showing the light at the end of the tunnel for us. 1 day to go. I can't wait for the revamped or the new style of the opening segment. I just want to see what they have to offer to us during the ceremony on boats and everything. I'm really ready. In fact, we've been ready since we saw the game between Morocco and Argentina, the controversy after game ending after 4 hours and co. That's the beauty of the Olympics. It's not just about football. It's the global showpiece.
A lot of, you just saw the paraplegic Frenchman holding the torch. More athletes arriving at the games. A lot of interesting things, protests here and there. IOC shutting down some protests. So it's interesting. And like also we always say, once the games begin, all of this things will just find its way to the backstage. All right. So Austin is upon us, and now we have the opportunity to talk to some of Team Nigeria athletes who who will be going to the Olympics.
What a way for us to start tonight. Let's take a look at Team Nigeria boxing. Do you know that before gaining independence in 1960, Nigeria had produced world boxing champions in Dick Hetu Tiger and Hogan Kidbasi? And the country kept it going, produced more stars. So when boxing started struggling, we said, what's going on? But we're glad they were beginning to pick it up again. 2 boxers, actually 3 boxers qualified to represent Nigeria at the Olympics. But sadly, Omole got injured and dropped. But there is Olaitan Adam Olaore. He's going to be fighting in the heavyweight category, 90 kg. He has already touched down in Paris and joins us live on the show. Good evening, Olaitan. Welcome to Sports Tonight.
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. How have you been getting ready? The Olympics is upon us.
Yeah, we've just been making sure we leave no stone unturned, having the sparring and the training that we need.
Heavyweight boxing is no joke, Olaitan. Are you ready?
Of course, it's the only thing I've been getting ready for.
So what's the feeling like the moment you touch down in Paris? It dawned upon now you're an Olympian. Are you taking that vibe into the boxing ring?
At the moment, nothing else matters apart from the fights. Nothing matters but the fights. There's nothing else.
Yeah. Let me give you to Yemi Lagos. Yemi, you can see that Olaitan is already business-oriented. He's just giving us the pop answer. He wants to just fight.
That's what I'm ready for, man.
All right, Olaitan, it's good to see you in good spirits, ready for everything. Most of the other Team Nigeria athletes have been saying good things about the environment, about the host. I know you're trying to shut out all the distractions, but I mean, what can you see around the games? Does it feel like a carnival atmosphere out there?
Yes, so you can tell that everybody's ready for the competition, whatever sport they do. You can tell that everyone's zoned in and ready to compete. So there's a tense atmosphere around, but you just got to stay relaxed until your actual fight. All
right. I'm going to ask you this quickly before we go on a break. And by the way, we still want to keep you on. Aspiration. I know you would want to tell me you want a gold medal, and that's what everybody will say. But have you set any targets?
Gold medal, yeah. It's the only thing I'm aiming for, the gold medal.
And that will be good for Team Nigeria and Nigeria if you get to do that. Okay, maybe I'll just throw this one in since we have a few seconds before we go. What do you think is the motivation that you have? I'm listening to you. Just before we land with the questions, you are answering us. You look and sound like somebody who's very motivated. So can I ask you where the motivation is coming from? What's the source of your motivation?
Internal. It's what I've always wanted to do. I finally get the opportunity. Now I can't let it go. I must grab it with both hands.
Okay. All right. We're going to keep you on, and we're still hoping that we're going to get to talk to Cynthia as well. But right about now, we need to go on a break. When we return from that break, we'll still be talking about Team Nigeria. The boxers are with us. Bolo Money is also with us in the Lagos studio. We're looking at all of the issues around all of this. At some point also, we'll also be hoping to talk about tennis. Novak Djokovic is in the news. So we'll give you all of that when we return from this break. All right, welcome back. Let me fire this one to Bolu, who's with me in the Lagos studio, and I want a quick response. A lot of people, when you ask them, where do you think the medals will come from for Team Nigeria? You hear things like athletics, wrestling. Nobody talks about boxing. But here we are listening to confident boxers going to the Olympics. Has that changed your mind?
For me, I can't give you straight question answer like Olaitan.
Definitely.
It's also fully right. But the truth is, our first ever medal at the Olympics came from boxing, Nojim Mayegun. So we have boxers that have done well. Nigerian descent, the likes of Anthony Joshua and Co, picking up something from the Olympic Games. Africa as a whole, we are amongst the elite in terms of boxing. Black athletes, some people will tell you everything you are facing as a Nigerian alone is enough motivation for you. So I think Nigeria have what it takes. And for Olympic boxing, they focus more on the points than you going for knockout. So I think his confidence is one thing. Some athletes will tell you, like we're discussing, okay, well, by the grace of God, I will. He did mention by the grace of God. Telling you he's getting ready for it, despite everything, is to go for gold medal. I hope it works out well that way. It just shows our pool of expected medals are expanding. NOC spoke about they're looking at 12.
Okay.
I hope boxing adds to the 12. It means we are getting much more. So with his level of confidence, I think mine has gone up a little bit, giving us a little bit of confidence that come what may, if you don't think about boxing before, be confident that medal is also coming from there now.
All right. Austin told you earlier there are two. So let's just quickly go on and speak with the lady representing us in the lightweight category. That's Cynthia Ogunsebilore. Greetings to you, Cynthia. Thanks for finding out time to be with us on the show tonight.
How are you?
We're fine. We're fine. But we just love to ask you how you're doing, how you're preparing for the Olympic Games.
Yeah, I'm doing so fine, and I've been preparing so hard for the Olympics Games, so I'm fully ready.
Okay. All right. Let me allow us to throw in a few questions as well.
So, Cynthia, I remember at the Commonwealth Games, I spoke to Elizabeth Oshoba, and she said that the Commonwealth Games would take her to greater things. Now she's a pro. She's right here in the United Kingdom, doing well. You are also a bronze medalist from the Commonwealth Games. What are the targets you have set for yourself coming into this Olympics?
This is one of the targets I've set for myself, because when I was in Commonwealth, when I was there for the Commonwealth Games, I won bronze. I was so sad, because my determination then is to win the gold medal for Nigeria. But I still give thanks to God that I went there and I came back home with bronze medal. So since then, I have the determination that, as at now, my main plan is the Olympics game. It has been in my dream for long. So since then, working hard, I did not relent. And everything has been fine till I get here.
That's fine. I'll come back to you. Let's go back to Olaito, who's been giving us very confident answer and just cannot wait for the fights to begin to prove that Team Nigeria isn't in Paris to play. Olaito, let's talk about Team Nigeria's preparation for the Olympics. That training camp in Saarbrücken in Germany, how important was it for you getting ready for the Olympics?
It was the final procedure before we come into Paris to get the final sparring, the runs, the training, the bags and the pads. Just a final cherry on the top, if you would say, before we finally step foot in Paris.
That's right. I know that the Olympics is different. It has some kind of spirit controlling it when you talk about boxing. And some of the greats that are doing so well in boxing, particularly if you call the name Alexander Usyk, they started manifesting right after the Olympics. So how much do you know about the guys competing at these Olympic Games, and what way will you like to approach it?
I'm going to approach it one fight at a time. There's no point focusing on the next fight when there's one in front of you. You need to, of all the people in my category, we already know all of them. We know what we need to do, what we need to work on. So there's nothing to worry about. Just focus on one fight at a time.
Right. Yeah, I mean.
Let me go to Cynthia. She's all smiles and making me laugh a little here. But Cynthia, I want to quickly ask you, just listening to Olaito there, how much of your opponents do you know? Those people in the category, how many of them have you stepped up against before?
Oh, just one. Yeah, one. The African girl we both qualified together. Yeah, she's the only one. And I don't have any problem with that. I don't even have any problem with that. Me meeting them before or not. I have the courage and the determination that I'm going to win it and get the gold. That's just it. I've worked so hard. So I don't think there will be a problem for me.
All right. Your confidence it's very good. and of course, it's contagious. Wish you all the best, Cynthia. Thanks for your time on the show. Hopefully, when next we have this conversation, we'll be talking about you giving Nigeria a medal right there in Paris.
Not just ordinary medal, giving Nigeria
medal.
Like, it's not easy for me to, let me just say, I'm already the only female boxer who win gold medal for my country. I'm saying now,
that would be
it's
good.
Not. Next time we'll be talking, like, you guys will be saying with me, like, I'll be with my gold medal.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Cynthia. I love the vibe. Go with this confidence and make Nigeria proud. Thank you so much, Cynthia. Thank you, Lighton. All the best to you guys as you compete at the Olympic Games.
Thank you.
Bye.
So that's it, Nigerian boxers. Bolu, I've not seen this sort of confidence before. It's so contagious. Now I feel like, Bolu, step out, let's fight. Step out.
Well, I would have stepped out, but you're miles away from me. But even if you're close, I don't think I would. But I love the confidence. They tell you everyone talks before the event. If you listen to Cynthia, she spoke about how disappointed she was winning bronze medal. It just shows the level of elite mentality she set for herself. And since then, it's been the Olympic Games, and she fought hard to qualify for the Olympic Games. Same thing for Lighton. The final sparring apt. I'm getting ready. I'm ready for this. When Yemi mentioned, hopefully they come with medal. Both of them said gold medal. I hope this one are not just words. I hope the next time we'll be speaking, they'll be hanging their gold medals on their neck, because since '96, it's been long. Hopefully this time around, we start hearing our national anthem at the Olympic Games on the podium with Nigerian athletes doing well, and I'll be excited for both Cynthia and Olaitan if their names are among those picking up the gold medals.
All right, we'll be excited too. All right, let's switch lanes and move on. Still talking about the Olympics, but move on to football. I'll go across in a few seconds just to reel out the results. Wasn't what we wanted for the Super Falcons today. It was a good game, like Bolu said, but the result wasn't what we wanted. All right, Group C is where our focus is. The women's football event. That's where our focus is. And Spain, the world champions, there in the Olympics, defeated Japan 2-1. And of course, Nigeria missing four clear-cut chances in the first half in that game against Brazil, and paid dearly. And we're lucky that it ended 1-0. So, Bolu, your thoughts? A lot of people are saying it's over. If you can't beat Brazil, how are you going to fare against Spain and Japan? But let's keep faith.
Well, people forget that there will be best losers from the teams that qualify. So that one is one good news. At least if 6 teams qualify automatically, that means there will be 2 best losers to join them from the 3 groups. That's one love for them. The Spaniards, they had to come from, they show why they're world champions, coming from a goal down to defeat the Japanese, who are a huge household name in terms of women's football. Brazil themselves, Brazil are just there. People tend to forget that their reign is only in South America with 8 titles. Anything outside that, either the Olympics
when you
or
mention
the World
Brazil,
Cup,
they're thinking of the guys.
Exactly. I think of the males is Celeste.
The women, there's nothing to fear. That's why the loss is painful.
Yeah, they played the first 20 minutes of the game. Super Falcons could have been 2-0 up.
Yes.
They missed a few clear-cut chances. Both Rashidat Ajibade and Echegini were walking past their fullback without stress. One got injured, they brought another. They were still going past her without stress, but they were just missing those clinical touches. Like some were saying, maybe Asisa could have done better, maybe someone else, but it was just more. It's the best attacking display I've seen Super Falcons on around the world. Unfortunately, it is the result that really matters in football, and they couldn't get the. I think the goal was just a loss of control because few seconds before then, the Brazilians scored the goal that was chalked up due to offside.
Yes.
So they were not fully balanced. It took just about maybe 20 seconds, then boom, Okeke couldn't look at her position, boom, the ball was back into the net. And then after that, they still stepped up, especially the first 10-15 minutes of the second half. Unfortunately, they couldn't get a goal. So hopefully, if they move on with this stride, if they move on with this energy, even if they don't beat Spain, if they do enough to defeat the Japanese guys, they may just be good enough to qualify as one of the best third teams.
All right, Austin, there was this conversation we were having about this game, and some people pointed out that, look, you guys are carried away with the World Cup. They were doing smash and grab. Now they came out to play. And once you come out to play, your defensive frailties do show. So was it that we're better suited when we're playing big teams to smash and grab, that coming out to play always leaves something at the back, or there's just no excuse for the loss?
No excuse. I mean, how bigger can it get when you're playing Brazil? Yes, we know that lately Brazil, they've been shaky, but I mean, it's Brazil. And they had the game at first half. They had the game. If we had scored that opportunity that we got in first half, it would have changed it entirely. Off my head, I could count just about 3 players that got me talking. Deborah Abiodun, all day, every day. She keeps showing that she's born to do this. Rasheedat Ajibade, I think in 60 minutes, she had about 58, 59 touches on the ball when I was counting. She was everywhere. At some point, she's looking forward to give the ball to. Most of the players didn't just turn up. Christy Uchebe, for instance, that we see that can put in the work, run here and there. At some point, she tried by producing shots, but I did not see her take control of the midfield the way we know her, because there was nothing special about this Brazilian team. And as Bolu mentioned, right after they had that goal called off, you just lost concentration again. And they scored. Look, I looked at the Brazilian team, and the only name that kept coming to my head is Marta. She had a goal that was disallowed, and then she provided the assist for Nunes to score. She's 38. We keep underrating her, but today she proved again that class is permanent. She controlled the game. She lost about 2 or 3 passes that account. The rest, she was just awesome, and she made the difference for this Brazilian team. At some point, I was asking what's going on. Chidima Okeke, the fullbacks, they were shaky. Even to some point, Alozie, and I was saying, what's going on? Can't they just calm down and be composed? Is it that they just really wanted to rush up the Brazilians? But I didn't see them do that, so they couldn't coordinate, particularly with Chidima Okeke, who was so poor going forward. I mentioned Uchebe. I wish she was assertive as we know how to be and control the game. Tony Payne, what was expected, but she gave little. It's not as if she doesn't have the quality, but somehow today they all just didn't turn up when you expect them to. And then Coach Randy Wardrum, you had what it takes to turn it around. I'm not faulting the substitutions that he made, but Uche Nakanu came on and didn't do much. Ifeoma Onumonu didn't do. You have Asisat Oshoala. I've been calling everyone who went to Bordeaux. I say, ask Randy Wardrum, unless Asisat Oshoala is injured, you cannot explain to me why you have such a player, arguably the best that has come out of Africa in the last decade. And they are running us the way they were running us and were chasing the game, and you cannot look at Oshoala and say, warm up and get in. It might just be one chance and she changes it. So it's unfortunate. They've lost this opening game. Let's see how they can pick themselves back up.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are lessons learned in it, and they might just, improve in the next game.
All right, let's move on now and talk about tennis, table tennis, that is. And of course, let's see our players will be in action. Let's see where their opponents they will be facing. I'll just quickly turn to the screen to let you know about the opening round opponents that our players will be up against. Omotayo Olajide will be up against Noshad Almiya from Iran. And then Offiong will be up against a Brazilian opponent. Fatima Bello also playing somebody from France. And Arnold Kodri, that's where our hopes lie, will be up against Edward Ionescu from Romania. Let me ask Bolu this. We don't have much time, but quickly, let's throw this in. You expected any medal from table tennis?
Arnold Kodri is the greatest in Africa ever had to do it. But on the global stage, unfortunately, he's always on the unfortunate side of the draw. He will almost be among the top 3, top 5 best ranked guys. That's where he gets. But even sometimes he defeats one of them, then in the next round he loses. If anything is coming from table tennis, it's probably the women. But don't forget, even on the African scene, the Egyptians cause lots of threats to the Nigerian women. So if anything from table tennis, probably the women, because I think the table tennis is way too big. The Brazilian,
the pool is too.
The Asians generally are way ahead of Africa. So I don't think I'm expecting anything from table tennis.
Okay, let them go to Austin, even though we're pressed for time. I'm really not expecting. If we do, I'll be happy. We didn't expect anything from long jump in 96. We got it. So if it happens, I'll be happy. But I don't know if Austin thinks we might get something.
I always think we'll get something from table tennis. These guys are fantastic. Aaron Okwodri, arguably the best thing that has happened to table tennis in Africa in the last 5 to 7 years. And there is Olajide Omotayo, always making a second appearance at the Olympics. Got good experience from the Tokyo edition. Aaron Okwadri is attending his 4th Olympics. Edem Ofiong is attending our 5th Olympics. It's just Fatima Bello that is just fast rising. And if you take a look at the table tennis team, yes, they go through a lot. I might not be able to show the same level of confidence that I have for the female team, but the male team with Aaron Okwadri, and even to an extent, Olajide Omotayo. But I was speaking to Edem Ofiong, the other day, and you never just know. You never just know with table tennis. So let's just wish them all the best. They are very ready. This is the training camp in Saarbrücken when they were there in Germany, and they did so well. Now they've got Segun Toriola, who is there, guiding them. Recent videos I got from Olajide Omotayo sparring, practicing right there with Aaron Okwadri. They are in good spirits. I speak to Segun Toriola every day. He's a legend of the sport and he's got good experience. He's now the coach of the team. Yeah, we can only believe.
All right, we can only believe. All right, let's go to another form of tennis on the lawn now. Let's talk about Novak Djokovic. He's done it all, but yet with an Olympic gold medal. And he's saying, look, I want to do it this time. He's been talking and he's also been, talking about Andy Murray, who's going to call it quits after the Olympics. So I know you're going to make us listen to Novak Djokovic, but your thoughts on Novak, do you think is going to get that thing that is missing on his medal haul? Okay. Austin, I don't know if you hear me. We're looking at Novak Djokovic, and he's been saying a lot of things. We're going to listen to him in a bit. But do you think it's going to be his time that he might get to do it? Yannick Sinner is not going to play. He's going to be the highest ranked player there. Yeah. Do you think he'll get the job done?
I don't think he's in fine form, just coming off the bank of the final of the Wimbledon. Novak Djokovic, top player all day, every day, and this is what is missing from his cabinet. So yes, I think he's pumped up, he's in the right spirits, he's in good form, and he's hoping that yes, he can make that difference in Paris, and he's also loved in the city. So yeah, let's wait to see what he can do, and then make use of the opportunity that the top guys aren't here, so it's just going to be free ride for him. But as I said, the Olympics is a different spirit entirely. But this guy, you cannot question, his professionalism, his tennis skills. He's a smooth operator. When he wants to play proper tennis, nobody comes close. Let's listen to Djokovic.
I heard the news about Andy, and I hope that he will have the best possible farewell and his last competitive match here in the Olympics for him and his country. He has been a legend. He is a legend of our sport. He has been an incredibly important player for tennis globally. Nadal, of course, the same, even more. All the results and achievements he has had, particularly in this city, in Roland Garros. Nadal still didn't say when his last tournament will be, so hopefully for the sake of the sport he can keep going. I don't have the retirement close in my mind, to be honest, even though I know a lot of people would love me to retire so that this era is done, but as long as there's at least one of us left in the competition, I think the era is still going. Hopefully I'll be able to have a great tournament. I've had plenty of success in Roland Garros, where Olympic tennis tournament is played. I know the venue well, and yeah, I'm just hoping I can bring the joy to our nation with the medal.
And I think he can do it. Bolu, do you have any doubt whatsoever that the champ Djokovic will not be able to win the gold medal in Paris?
Well, this one, like you rightly said earlier, this is the only thing that's still missing. He's got all 4 Grand Slams. The other players that have them, the likes of Federer, the likes of Nadal, they all have gold medal in the Olympics. But Djokovic has tried. His best is winning the bronze. And he said it even before Wimbledon, that his target right now is just to win gold. And he doesn't mind losing all Grand Slam even from first round, but he wants to win that gold medal. And we know that level of determination from Djokovic is difficult to bet against. Yes, Carlos Alcaraz, who's beating him back-to-back at the Wimbledon, is there. We have Nadal, who knows the clear Roland Garros well and the likes, but with Djokovic's determination, it will be hard to bet against him. Now with the top-seeded guys, it means he's going to get the most favorable draws. Let's see how far he can go. Maybe he's going to win like he's won the Roland Garros before, or Alcaraz and Nadal, who knows the clay courts well, can just get one over him again.
All right. Our parting shot on the show. Last thing we're going to be talking about. LeBron James for the United States is been chosen as the flag bearer. Doesn't come as a surprise. A lot of people feel he's at the twilight. He's at the end of his career. But his teammates have been singing his praises, even though you could say they're all stars on the same level. But some of them, hold him in a high regard. You're looking at people like Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and it's no surprise that all of them still see the king as maybe the biggest of the players in this U.S. roster.
At 39, he's still turning up for them. Their game against South Sudan that they came from 60 points to win, he was the hero for them. The last match they also won, he was the hero, and he's 39. So I think it's a no-brainer that I give it to him. And I like how they chose their flag bearers. A 39-year-old for the men and a 20-year-old Corey Kokugo for the women. So it's a huge combination. LeBron is a huge motivation for them. He's been there for 20 years, and now he's here again. So no better motivation when you have someone who's achieved literally everything and you are looking up to him. I'm sure if US win the gold medal, which many are expected to, he will be the hero many will be singing. Despite KD likely winning his fourth, LeBron James will still be the man everyone will sing his praises. All right, let's see if we have time to listen to Steph Curry and Kevin Durant heaping praises on LeBron James.
Being the flag bearer, I know he started his Team USA journey back in 2004, so it's been 20 years. And just the body of work has been awesome. So to be a part of that nomination and then to actually come through and have that acknowledgement with the team to kind of let him know he got it was special. It was cool. And for all of us to understand, like KD said, the moment, that's another piece of symbolism of what we're trying to do here. So I was happy to be a part of that announcement with him. And again, it's the respect that we all have for each other and what we've been able to accomplish. And, for Bron, that's a pretty big deal.
It's been incredible. I mean, I haven't played yet, but just being on the sideline, on the bench, I've gotten more energy than I've had, in the past. And I hate not playing, but just watching these guys and seeing how they operate, it's just been incredible.
All right, I really wish you had time, but we don't. As is our last part of call. Austin, we gotta go. Of course, LeBron James there. Hopefully, we'll see him do big things at the Olympics.
Yeah, he will definitely. And when you're playing with a star-studded, United States team, they're just going to have fun. They are the team to beat. The other day, I just, they are just Agbayas. That's just what I call the United States basketball team. That's the show in London. I'm Austin Okonakpan. In everything you do, remember, keep talking sports. Bye for now.
All right, this is a wrap in Lagos, but I want to thank Bolo Moli for his time on the show.
So it's a pleasure.
All right, that's the show. We'll leave you with highlights from events today at the Olympics. Still one more edition of the show for the weeks. Enjoy the rest of the day. We'll see you tomorrow.